Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. I was trying to figure out what to do my video on today. I have not had not really planned on doing one. Tomorrow is election day, and all of you out there that are registered to vote, go out and vote because, if nothing else, vote for the person you want to help the person you don't want get in there. I'm not going to be discussing who I vote for or anything. That's immaterial, but I'm going to go out and vote tomorrow. And what I wanted to discuss basically is, first of all, I want to get guests on the show, people that have interesting things to talk about. I've only done one interview since I've done this show, and I started in 2012. I'm looking for ideas, and anybody that wants to come on, let me know, and if it's within a reasonable distance that I can travel to, I'll be happy to meet up with somebody and do an interview. And what I wanted to discuss basically is I look at YouTube quite often, and some of the videos I look at quite often are videos of people going into abandoned houses. They're interesting to look at because some of these houses still have stuff in them, furniture. A lot of the houses you can tell have been vandalized by hooligans or people ransacking the place trying to find money. Some of them are empty, but some of them are in worse condition than others. Some of them, the walls, roofs have fallen in, all kinds of various conditions. But I look at various videos that people do, and it's very interesting. Anytime I see an abandoned house anywhere, I wonder what happened to the people that lived there. Why did they leave? Where did they go? I just wonder, what the story is on these houses, and very seldom do I ever get an answer as to what, why something is abandoned. One I looked at one. There's a whole street cul-de-sac outside, I guess in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, and there were some houses, and a guy was looking at them, and some of them had already been burned down by hooligans, and some were still there, but in bad shape, and shrubs growing all around them. They were hard to get into, and nobody really knows why that particular neighborhood was abandoned. People just left all of a sudden, or older people that stayed just died off. Kind of not sure what happened on that one. There's also a young boy that does videos. He's probably about middle school, maybe early high school age. He goes in the houses and explores them, and he often brings his grandfather. And his grandfather explains stuff about the houses. It says, okay, this was an add-on. This house was probably built in the 1930s, and he'll have all kinds of things to discuss on them. But it's kind of interesting. A lot of these abandoned houses still have a lot of stuff in them. Just makes me wonder what happened. I think it's one of two things. Some of them are probably evictions. People are forced out. They have no way to move stuff. They take what they can, and they just leave stuff behind. Another one is people die. Just, elderly people die. Maybe they didn't will the house out to anybody. Maybe family members have gone over there, taken what they wanted, and aren't paying any attention to the house. They own the property, but maybe waiting for a good price to sell the property, and they just kind of let the houses go. But it's kind of interesting looking at all the various videos. I myself do not go in abandoned houses. There's for numerous reasons. They're probably very dirty, probably moldy, and I wonder how structurally safe they are. I don't want to go in one, have some board fall on me, knock me out. Don't like the idea of possibility of a sheriff's deputy showing up and saying you're on private property, you're not supposed to be here, and warning me and telling me don't ever do that again and all that. I wouldn't want to be dealing with that. And another thing, it's illegal to do it. These houses are private property, and they're either owned by somebody or owned by the state, and so that's another reason I don't go into abandoned houses. But I have to say I do enjoy watching the videos of various people that go in. Well, there was another guy that did some videos on YouTube, and he ended up taking all of his shows off because he was sued by an elderly couple like that owned a house that I guess he went into and filmed, and they somehow found out about it, and he ended up getting sued over entering something they owned and looking, I guess filming stuff. The only way I would go in one would be as if I knew the owner, I had permission to go in and film it. But I don't know. I'm not interested in doing anything like that. Another thing interesting about the abandoned houses is some of these old houses, the way they had the walk-in attics. You had like a stairway just go into the attic. You don't see that anymore. And I was asking a man that was a builder of K. Hovnanian about why they don't build it like that anymore. He said they basically don't want people going up in the attics. That it puts a lot of pressure on the ceiling. And he told me that the furnaces used to be in the attics, and that's one of the reasons they were accessible like that. So if work needed to be done, the technician could easily get in there. Nowadays the furnaces are in the basements of houses. But he did tell me though that if by requested, they will build walk-in attics if that's what the homeowner, the person that's purchasing the home, having it built wants. But that's basically what I've seen on the abandoned homes and on the videos, and they are interesting to look at. And anytime you feel like looking at them, you just put an abandoned house on YouTube, and all kinds of various things pop up. And I mean, there's still new ones coming up. People still go in and explore them. There's another woman in Canada that's probably in her 50s that goes in and explores them, does great narration and everything. More power to these people that have the guts to go into these houses. I do not. But anyway, I think the videos are interesting to watch. As always, thanks for watching.